welcome to the Level Up Unemployed series. My name is James Selu, founder of jamesselu.com, online marketer, entrepreneur. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel James Selu and share this video with anyone who needs to see it. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the top mistakes that people make in their 20s and 30s that keep them broke. So these are the top money mistakes that people are making in their 20s and 30s that keeps them broke. Now, there are two types of people in this category. Person A, they have no idea that they're even making these mistakes. And person B, they know about these mistakes, but they just continue to make them again and again and again. And I was somewhere in between the two. There were some of these mistakes that I knew about, and there were some that I was completely oblivious to. But whichever category you're in, these mistakes that you're making at a young age, they are keeping you from creating long-term wealth. And my job today, I want to speak to you about these mistakes and hopefully share some value with you guys. So in at number one is being short-sighted. This was a real killer for me. And I know it's hard when you're young, especially when it comes to making short-term financial decisions that are going to hurt you in the long run. This is something that I used to do. I used to make decisions for today, not thinking about how they were going to affect me 1, 2, 3, 4 years down the line. And like I said, when you're young, it's really hard because you want to live for the weekend. You want to live for now. You want instant gratification when it comes to money. So you'll be doing all different types of things, whether it's a crazy spending decision like a holiday, maybe it's a night out. Whatever the case may be, a lot of the financial decisions that we're making in our late teens and early 20s, they're killing us later on in life. So I know it's hard, like I said, because the majority of people around you, they're not going to be sacrificing. They're going to be doing things for right now. But do your best to not be short-sighted when it comes to making money decisions. Always try and think long term. So number two is not developing any skill set. Now, here's what you have to understand. The money that you're making right now today is directly related to however much skill or whatever value you're bringing to your employer, your marketplace, your company, your job. It's all skill related. We need to get out of the habit where we get paid on time and understand that we get paid based on value. And when it comes to making money, whatever field you're in, let's say it's sales, my advice to you is master your craft. The amount of money that you're making in your sales job today is directly related to the amount of skill that you have in sales. So no matter what your craft is, develop a skill set that later in life will allow you to create wealth. So the next one is making zero investments to learn about money. Now, here's what you have to understand. Money is a game, and there's rules to the game of money, just like there is any other game. But the knowledge that you have about money, you're not going to get it in schools. Very rarely you're going to get it from your parents. And if you're lucky, then maybe you'll get it from your environment, but most of the time you won't. So it's up to you and you alone to make investments of not just money, but also time, energy, resources, so that you can learn about money. Really, really important. And once you understand the basics about money, how it works and how you can create wealth, you can avoid being broke in your 20s and 30s. So make investments to learn about time and money, whether it be a mentor, whether it be an audiobook, whether it be a seminar, whatever the case may be. So next is living above your means. Now I'm smiling because this one used to destroy me. This was one of the biggest killers for me personally when it came to money. Living above your means. Today it's so hard for people to stay in their own lane. And I know everyone wants to do so much now. They want to do the most for Instagram. They want to shine on social media. And most of the time it's crazy that we're spending money to impress people that we don't even like and people that don't even like us, just for likes. And like I said, living above your means is the one that used to kill me. And I'll give you one of the classic examples for people today. It comes with financing cars. And this was the one that used to kill me. So let's say, for example, that someone wants to buy a nice Mercedes or an Audi or a BMW, whatever the case may be. They go down to their local dealership and they finance a car that maybe costs between 20 and 30 grand. Now, by financing that car, what they're doing is they're taking out a loan that usually has massive amounts of interest. and they're taking that loan out against the car. And the crazy thing is, the car is going down in value, but the amount of money that you're paying back is going up. So you're taking out a loan on a depreciating asset, and you're maybe paying £400-500 a month. You convince yourself emotionally at the time, let me buy this car, it's going to be great. And a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you're left just with a hole in your pocket and nothing to show for it. It might be that you go out and splurge on some new kicks, maybe a £500 pair of Chanel trainers, Louboutins, whatever the case may be. Now, here's what you have to understand. If you spend £500 on trainers, now you need to make £1,000 just to be back to square one. So you spent £500 on the trainers, so you're minus 500. So £500 is going to bring you back to zero, and another £500 is going to put you back to where you were before. So you need to make £1,000 to make up for that spending decision. So where is that money going to come from? So stay in your lane. So let's recap what we've done so far. We've got being short-sighted. We've got not developing any skill set. We've got not making any investments to learn about money. And we've got living above your means. So really important. Let's go to the next one, which is not making any investments to get better. This one is really, really important. Now, it's so key that you invest in yourself. We always hear about it. Invest in yourself, invest in yourself. What does it mean? All the money that you have, especially when you're in your late teens and early 20s, you want to focus on investing in yourself to get better in whatever your craft might be. You know, let's say that you're a videographer, a personal trainer. Let's say that you're an aspiring entrepreneur in any industry. You want to make investments in yourself so that you can become better. The better you are, the more money people are going to pay you, because the more valuable you are going to be. So you want to invest in things like audiobooks, invest in networking events, invest in seminars, invest in mentoring, invest so that people can pour into you to make you better, so that your value increases. Remember, like I said, you don't get paid on your time, you get paid on your value. So the next one is chasing trends. This one kills so many people today. They want to chase a trend because it seems like the in thing. And you have to understand, there is no get rich quick scheme. So many people are looking for that winning lottery ticket. So many people are looking for that unicorn or that golden egg. And they're trying to chase a trend, and it can really end up hurting them. And an example that I saw last year in 2018 was Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, there's nothing wrong with cryptocurrency, nothing wrong with Bitcoin. However, the problem came when people were chasing a trend. And it can happen in anything. This is just the example that I'm giving you. And here's what I always say. By the time it reaches your Facebook page and your timeline, it is way too late. And I remember in 2018, towards the end of summer, I couldn't go on social media without hearing about Bitcoin. There were people remortgaging their houses. There were people pouring all of their savings into Bitcoin when it was around $10,000, $15,000, because they thought that this is going to be it. It's going to boom. It's going to be worth $100,000 per Bitcoin overnight. And it may do one day, but it didn't in that scenario. It got to, I think, around 20K per coin. And then overnight, boom, it went down to about 2,000. Now, if you're looking at it as an investor, what investors say is that you should invest when everyone else is being scared, but you should be scared when everyone else is investing. So if you did it in a smart way, you could have made a lot of money. But the problem was people were chasing a trend. And remember, when you chase a trend, it's going to be dangerous. So try and avoid doing whatever seems like the in thing right now just because everyone else is doing it. So the next one, rich on excuses, poor on action. This is a killer for people. At the end of the day, you're going to end up with a list of all of the reasons why you didn't make it, or you're going to end up with the results. It's one of the two. You're either going to get what you wanted, or you're going to have a list of excuses as to why you didn't get it. And so many of us today, we believe that we're about it when it comes to entrepreneurship or making money or going to the next level in life. You know, we sit at home in a bad situation or unhappy with where we are in life, and we say to ourselves, if I found the right opportunity, if I found the right vehicle, if I found the right business, I would do it. I hate my job, I hate my career, all the things that you can think of that most people are typically unhappy with. But here's the problem. People have far too many excuses, and excuses is what's going to keep you broke. Excuses is what's going to stop you taking action. You know, people say things like, I don't have enough time. They say things like, I don't have enough money. And they think of all the different excuses as to why they don't get the results. Here's the classic one in at the top. In fact, there's two. Here's the classic excuse that I hear people give. The number one excuse is they say things like, until I know everything about it, I'm not going to get started. Now, here's what you have to know. It's impossible for you to know everything about anything before you get started. But typically, people that remain unsuccessful, they use this as an excuse and they buy into this as a reason why they're not going to get started. And because they get started, or don't get started, should I say, by default, they always lose. Successful people, they're willing to take action even if they don't know everything, because they trust in their ability to actually produce. They'll navigate through obstacles and they believe in themselves. The second major excuse, or the second major thing that stops people from taking action, they buy into other people's opinions. And that's a major mistake that we're going to be talking about in another episode. So let's go to the next one, which is zero responsibility. Now, this one is a killer as well, and I'll tell you why. The longer that you don't take responsibility for where you are right now is the longer that you're going to hold yourself back. You need to take responsibility not just for the L's, but for the W's as well. So take responsibility for your wins and take responsibility for your losses as well. Be willing to accept the credit and be willing to take the criticism. And it kills a lot of people that they do not take responsibility. They want to blame their parents. They want to blame their kids. They want to blame their wife. They want to blame anyone around them, their environment, their boss, but they don't want to take responsibility. Understand that where you are right now today at this moment, while you're watching this video, while you're listening, where you are today is a result of the choices that you've made up until this moment. And if you're not happy with where you are, the key is to accept responsibility and take different choices. So let's look at the last one, which is, bear with me. The last one is you don't think money is important. Now, it's so easy in today's world to have that mindset. And there are so many people like that say, yeah, but money's not important. Money's not the main thing. Now, I agree that money can't make you happy, but poverty can't do anything. And in the world that we live in today, money is so important. It's like oxygen. I'm not saying it makes you happy, but it's so important. It can buy you choices. It can buy you time. It can buy you freedom. It can buy you healthcare. It can buy you so much, but you have to get serious about money and understand why money is so important. And me personally, not everyone's going to agree with it, but I just think it's naive when people say things like, yeah, but money's not the main motivating factor. Now, it's not the money itself, but it's what you can do with the money. So you have to get serious about money and understand that it is important. Like I said, not everyone is going to agree with it, but this is the way that I feel. And I know there are going to be other people out there that think the same. So let's have a quick recap. These are the top money mistakes that keep people broke in their 20s and 30s. So we've got being short-sighted, not developing any skill set, making zero investments to learn about money, living above your means, chasing trends, not making any investments to get better. We've got rich on excuses, poor on action, zero responsibility, and not thinking money is important. So I hope you guys got some value from that video. Make sure you share it. There's someone on your social media that needs to hear that message. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, James Selu. If you guys got value, head over to jamesselu.com, add your name to the mailing list, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.